Yo, it's Guido coming back at you with a tactics talk and a first look with Fisherman Joe and his Type 61 Japanese Tier 9 medium tank. He says, hey, I quite like this tank. He said about his 7th game he's going to end up with an ace tanker. He's running a couple of small kits, a little onigiri food, if you will. Large kits, Fisherman Joe, large kits. If you're going to play Tier 9 and 10, you should run large kits. If you're worried about money, then I suppose there might be an argument, but I'll tell you what, you really want to be running the large kits at the higher tiers. That's my little spiel for that. Come in here and we have a nice shot, and that is what I always liked about this. I played this when it first came out, when the Japanese line came out. I think if you were actually aiming in, you might have just snuck another shot at that 12T right there. When the line first came out, and I actually quite liked it. I thought it was a gem at tier 9. Nice shot right there, and look at the accuracy. That's what I loved about it then, and I believe it got a buff. This is some years back. Got another extra little buff in there, and the gun is really quite nice. The turret's okay. The mobility's pretty good. It does have the giant tumor on top. It's not the Tuma. I mean, look at that bad boy. So anytime you're doing the hill poking, that will come up and over first, unfortunately. It is definitely a weakness. He dodges the EBR and nicely avoids having the guy slow down, so that was all right. Little blind shot, it looks like, up onto the hill. He does get lit as the 6x6 is surfing. So we're still dealing with a 6x6. We have killed their bat chat 12T, and that looks like it for the scouts. The enemy team pushes a guy up onto the backside of the hill, as they usually do, and this is going to be a shot right in there. Not sure if that made it. He did get spotted doing that, so that's very interesting. I'm not really sure where he would have been spotted. Somebody a little closer on the hill above, or potentially maybe the T-32 was actually bushed up or something. I don't know. That was very strange. But know that the top of that turret pokes up over first. Now the spotting point, this is a good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. It is on the top of the turret, but is it center or is it actually at the top of the hatch? Let us know down below if you know that answer. I'm not sure. It says in the wiki and other things I've read, it's the center top of the turret. So a lot of times all this extra stuff that tanks have on them, especially when you're talking 3D skins, say with cranes or giant machine guns or other mess that's up above, those are not actually spotting points, it's the turret itself. But whether it's actually on the hatch or not, as a modeling idea, I don't know. I think it's center of the turret. But he's got some shots in there. We're up to 759, maybe a little extra if some of those blind shots went in. Oh, he finds the standard beat. Look how tight the dispersion was on that right when he aimed in. I mean, it really didn't have a whole lot of room to go, or a whole lot closer to go before it was a nice, fully zoomed in shot. And he drops 2 more shots into him with 1,425. Artillery's taking on the poor IS-3A. There's quite a few guys over on the 1-2 line. The hill is not looking great because the 2 mediums over there are on the back side. So that is going to give the red team a little bit of freedom of movement. They're not being spotted on their north side of the hill, which means they can kind of sit there and wait for somebody to get lit down below. And it looks like Fisherman's sort of looking up there going, well, that's not great. I don't really want to do too much messing around here. If I keep coming up high on this terrain, they're going to have shots on me. And if somehow maybe that E50 or potentially the 6x6 surfs by, but there goes the 6x6, and he did light him. So that's what you're worried about. Now he's got to dodge down. One thing to watch here, you can get shot from their hill out here in the flats, but you generally have to be higher up on the hill here. So he's ducked down low. You can look, the draw ring is still on top of him. Finally, a medium's actually moving up forward, and maybe he can swing back over there. There, I think he sees that. There we go. Oh, they're already up top. And had he been over here, he'd had a few more shots. The 6x6 dies, and that is going to make life much easier for the green team. They no longer have to worry so much about getting lit by the surfing 6x6, and now it is just a much more permissive environment. Look at that. You just got to love it. The shell velocity, the accuracy, the thing really does a nice job. Doesn't hit particularly hard. He's rolling 360, and I think that is, it's a 360 alpha, I believe is what the number is. Let's check it out. Yes, 360 alpha. It's got pretty good pen, and it does carry a heat round that has 330 pen, which is not too bad for a Tier 9 medium tank. Is able to take on a good number of the Tier 9 and 10 heavies with that, especially aiming at weak spots. So his team has moved forward to the north side of the hill. Unfortunately, the 1-2 line is getting a little bit smoked down here, but uh-oh. Here comes the big fat kid. No offense to big fat kids, but the poor Type 4 is not long for this world. Oh, that was an opportunity for another 360 damage. E50 is moving up. He's got to watch out because he is high enough on the hill that the TVP might have had shots over there. Or Type, what is it? Which one? Standard B, sorry. Su-130, look at that. There are shots coming in his direction, but he's not getting hit by them. Those look like maybe they were blind shots because they were pretty far off. Another 342 just farming this poor Type 4 heavy as he pushes in. This guy's not going to last very long. There's another 340. Interesting that all the damage is being done by Fisherman Joe over here. The other guys are bouncing. And he completely takes them out. The side armor is just not that thick, fellas. So, you know, that push right there, and I have been caught on that lately myself, is very dangerous if someone is sitting where Fisherman Joe is sitting, because especially on a tall tank like the Type 4, you just can't get down low enough and avoid getting shot in the side. The Su-130 gets a chunk of them. Tries to put one into the lure, but he may want to think about getting lower because there's still guys who are going to see if he sneaks one on this low. Low is rocking back and forth. Boom. Look at the shell velocity and the accuracy. That was only a 332, unfortunately. They do knock the guy out that was on the north side of the hill. The Type 59 is down by the town, and now he's just having an absolute heyday on the guys on the 1-2 line, attempting to push in, getting lit by the Barask, and that's why that push can go south really badly. It's generally not a great idea if somebody or multiple somebodies are where Fisherman Joe is, because he just absolutely farmed those guys. They lost a few of their own players down there, but they did stop that push. If they can get rid of the C50, that'd be huge. The object just kept going. That's very unusual. Well, he got pretty far before the... Is he going to sneak one in? No. Before the KV-5 saw him rocking back and forth. Oh, he's got a buddy. There is the IS-32. And now this is very interesting. So there's no more spotters over there. There is the 12T. He's making a couple misses, and now he's got some decisions to make, because if he gets spotted out here in the open, this is really bad. Is he going to fall back to the bushes? Is he going to drop over to the other side? No, it looks like he's... Well, he takes kind of a tweener. He finds some bushes, but he doesn't run off. Now we've got an ISU 152. Didn't get spotted. Now he's backing out. It's another shot on that guy, and we're up to 4,544. Just having an absolute farm alama ding dang right here. The 12T is bushed up, and he's spotting those guys as they move around. We're going to put a blind shot in there. Not enough to kill. The standard B is what would worry me. 3 of them are over there. The standard B is free somewhere. Whether he's still down in that ravine or not is another question. That one hit the ground, so it clearly didn't hit anybody. And now we're down to heat. We're actually entering an area of the game where we need to be a little bit careful about the round usage. I'll hold the hill. Why? Why are you holding the hill? Go find this. Go find the standard B, you goober. All right, there we go. It's heat right into the side. He thinks about an auto aim, but he gets a bounce because of the angle. That's a little bit of a bummer, and he's going to ignore the 263 and start thumping the IS-22. Uh-oh, that guy's going to be close enough to spot him here pretty soon. Yeah, off the top armor, he's got to back out a little bit. He's going to get spotted any moment. He's going to get one on there. No. That had to have spotted. It didn't. Look at that. The 12T is just thinking, please, somebody, for the love of God, kill this guy. And now he's kind of trapped. Oh, and there you go. The arty hits him. And he abandons the Batchat. Poor Batchat has been left out to dry. 263, though, is not interested in coming up and over. It's like Fisherman Joe. The Char Futur is holding the other side over there. I think I would have stayed up there, man. I might have even pushed in there a little bit and helped to get rid of the 263, but that would have... Holy cow, look at the 12T. Gets in there, gets aggressive, takes down the 263, but dies to the ISU. I think maybe you could have stayed up there, but I guess really being careful about what the standard B is doing was also a good idea. That's a little bit strange, actually. Yeah, it's unfortunate. A little blind shot. I don't think I'd be taking any more blind shots in this game. We're down to 11 shells. Oh, don't do it again. There's the Futur, or the standard B. Ah, be careful. Ooh, that. Any shots go over? Oh, that was very close, man. No, the Char got hammered. So he's going to head back to the middle. Well, that's good news. That means that they're kind of all in the general same area of the map. The standard probably should have pushed up the hill, but he can't know. He should now know that there's only the T103 on the hill, because he probably lit the char. He definitely lit the Type 61. We're going around the... We're going to go around the cap circle. Looks like we're trying not to kick off the alarm. It's an interesting decision. We got our arty countered. That's not fantastic. Oh, have we haired off looking for the arty? Somebody clicked over there, so we take another blind shot. We're really getting low on shells now. There he is. Find him. Boom. There's one. Try to give him a little bit of trouble on aiming in. We'll just keep driving. Look how tight that thing is. Just absolutely accuracy on the gun. This is really, at least just from looking at it, I have to look at the numbers. It really looks a lot like Leopard PTA and Leopard accuracy. At least insofar as it is played in the game. That was fantastic. Applying maybe a little cap pressure, huh? Well, that's an option. And I would hate for all three of them to come up and over at the same time, though. You guys would be hard-pressed to fight all three. The ISU just got caught out in the open by the Charfuture. Standard B's out of position to stop Fisherman. Fisherman's just going to come up here and say, how's your father? Onto the ISU, and down he goes. That was a great kill. There's the double barrel. He's trying to back. He did get lit, unfortunately, so they know where he is. I think I would have dove over the tracks here and come up behind him. Definitely. The Char is struggling maybe a little bit to take on the Scorpion. The T103, oh, good news is the Scorpion stayed on that side, and the Char is keeping him lit. He's in big trouble. He has nowhere to go. A little blind shot in there. Doesn't kill him. We get the IS-2 out in the open. Nice shot into the turret. We sneak that in before he can do anything. We don't get lit. Looks like he's going to move over so he can look down into that little divot. This is a great move right here. The Char is reloading. He's got 6 seconds. We're going to come around here and do a number on this guy. Oh, he's out in the open. There's some dead tanks to work around. We can use the rock to block. Down goes that guy from the T103 who shoots him all the way from above. Did he shoot him through the trains? I think that was up and over the trains, actually. T103 types in, I finally did something. Char just needs to light this guy up, and it is all over but the shouting. 4 kills, 6,434. Maybe a little bit more with the blind shots in there. Really nicely done, and a great feature here for the Type 61 Japanese Tier 9 medium. I mean, it really is a gem. It is. It is a hidden gem at Tier 9. I had forgotten how much I like this tank. It's like a super STA. It just really does work. And I know a lot of people like the STB, but I think at tier, this is probably even better than the STB, to be quite honest. Fantastic game, man. Really nicely done. Thanks for sending that in. I do appreciate it. That's the end of this first look from Guido1212, who's now talking about himself in the third person. All right, guys. We'll see you.